And these schools is about to come in with like a whole new like wave of food options. Not really. It's gonna be forced, and then it's gonna be all this other stuff as part of a program. Peace. It's Bronzebird. What am I talking about? So obviously there's been news, there's been updates about how the new New York City mayor, Eric Adams, is going to head and pushing for vegan Fridays in public schools where all the students is pretty much going to be having a vegan lunch served in their classrooms. Now, there's a couple of questions you may ask, or a couple of things you might think like, and some people may think this is a good idea. On this channel, I always want to get to the nitty gritty things of stuff, even if I don't give you the information or the background on things, I want you to think. Now, the thing about it is, New York City has been a more of a progressive or liberal city for a lot of different reasons. We're not just talking about the liberalism that happens every year in June with a particular parade that's denoting about someone's sexuality. We're not talking about that. I'm talking about liberal as in the sense there's been always mayors, specifically Democratic mayors, that's been pushing for this whole entire idea about people reconsidering their diet. I believe in about between 2012, 2013, and 2015, they wanted to impose a soda tax. And with that, they wanted to, either that or when Mayor Bloomberg was still popular, still in office during his tenure, where they wanted to go ahead and get rid of like all these sugary drinks and try to force New Yorkers on drinking water and unsweetened teas and all this other stuff in order to push a healthier diet. Didn't go far because a lot of people didn't agree with it, and they was like, who the hell are you to be sitting up there telling me what I can drink? And I mean, look, the thing about it is that yes, there's a lot of things that's happened in America that needs to be fixed in terms of diet. A lot of people suffering from diabetes, a lot of people suffering from having high blood pressure, especially specifically infamously known in the so-called Black community. Besides it being a pandemic, also suffering from a lot of different things where we're not conscious, because the first choice, the reason why things happen to certain people, especially with all these ailments, is because they're not careful with their diets. You know, there's this big lie that a lot of people use. They be like, oh, it's genetic. You know, my family got diabetes and this, that, and third. No, you've passed unhealthy diets from generation to generation, and now it's been able to spawn on your kids. That's just the reality of it. But Eric Adams wants to go ahead and impose this new idea of vegan Fridays. My honest opinion, this is all an agenda. How do you get an agenda get passed? You go through the kids first. And the thing about it is, they'll start off with little vegan Fridays because that's just the last day of school before the weekend and blah, 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 and this, that, and the third. And it's going to amplify from there probably the next couple of years. And it's going to be, they said meatless Mondays. And then it's going to be you know, tofu Tuesdays. Who knows? Watermelon Wednesdays and I don't know, satine Thursdays. Like, there's gonna be a whole bunch of different things they'll impose in the school system, especially the public school, until they want, you know, these kids to really have more of these vegan options. And like I told you in a bunch of these videos, they'll try to serenade it with this whole entire idea that they're not killing animals anymore, that they're taking the cells of an animal and creating all these new meat products and this, that, and third without actually killing it. But again, people, you must understand, this is not just something that they're doing just to do. And y'all might be like, oh, conspiracy theory and this, that, and third. No, this is real. This is all a part of a bigger scheme. The vegan thing is a whole entire scam if you didn't know. And the thing about it is him imposing in this school, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, maybe it might have a healthy, it might come as a healthy marketing way of trying to help children become healthier, but please believe you me, it's still not helping. So we're gonna check out this video. I'll give some commentary along the way. So peep.
Starting tomorrow, cafeterias in city public schools are going vegan on Fridays. It's under a new policy from famously health conscious Mayor Adams, who believes in the benefits of a plant-based diet.
Jessica Formoso spoke with students and parents to hear what they think about the big change to their lunch menu.
What do you like to eat?
Chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets.
Well, kiddos, no chicken nuggets for you tomorrow. That's because starting this Friday and every Friday moving forward, New York City public school cafeterias are going vegan.
Buddy.
And, you know, I don't know if people remember this, but remember when you used to grow up as a child, you used to have those milk cartons, and then on special days, they used to have the little juice that came in a cup, those little small cups. They used to always usually be orange, but usually, what is it, Suncorp or something like that? And in the morning, you would have your little breakfast. You would have a little orange in a cup, but the milk, you usually have to get the milk. And the milk always tasted like it had bleach in it, because it did. It's just something I thought about as this was playing. Never mind.
Do you know what vegan food is?
No.
No. So it's plant-based, no animals. That means like no chicken, no meat. Do you like that? It's
Not really.
Vegan Friday.
Yes, they shouldn't. I mean, this is Eric Adams about to talk right now, but trust me, man. He's been on that vegan wave before his tenure as the mayor and stuff like that. But imposing this on children is a different story. It's like they have no problem giving your child soy products and all these different things like seitan, and which is basically saying Satan, but it's just saying seitan, all this other stuff. Like don't believe all this stuff that's being pushed. This is why I always like to do segments like this on New York City, because a lot of the things that starts within the inner city, such as New York, a lot of certain people call it the Great Babylon. It permeates to different places around the country, then probably around the world. You know what I'm saying? So it's like New York City is the light bearer for basically other policies and strategies that has to be implemented in the NWO.
Is part of Mayor Eric Adams' focus on keeping fit and healthy. In 2016, he ditched the burgers and went fully vegan. He has said in the past his vegan diet saved his life. In a statement to Fox 5, the mayor says in part, quote, plant-based options in schools means healthy eating and healthy living and improving the quality of life of thousands of New York City students. I'm thrilled to see that all students will have access to healthy foods that will prevent debilitating health conditions.
They may say this because they want to decrease the whole entire thing. They may want to decrease the whole entire thing with like diabetes and obesity and this, that, and the third. But honestly, putting it in schools wouldn't be a great idea, in my opinion. It starts in the home. There's nothing more that a parent can do but research, because everything is at the click of your mouse, at your fingertips, where you could literally search on how to have a better diet. And I'm not against regular eating of food, which means beef, fish, other meats, that is chicken and all this other stuff. I just ask people to eat cleaner, or I would advise people to eat cleaner. You know, there's certain people out there that tell you, you know, oh, you know, you should become vegan, you know, follow the Dr. Sebi thing. But I'm not like that. I usually tell people you just have to find cleaner meats. I mean, obviously, you know, you're going to McDonald's, you're getting the crap of the crap of the crap. If you go into Burger King, you're getting the crap of the crap of the crap. I mean, I'm pretty convinced that probably places like Chipotle may be a little bit better, but they serve crap too. So, I mean, honestly, any franchise for that matter. There might be certain franchises that's better than some, but at the end of the day, you have to do your due diligence as a parent, especially when it comes to these diets. I just don't believe that, especially the initiative that Eric Adams is trying to push, is going to necessarily facilitate the idea of helping your child get from point A to point B to be a healthy child. There's some strings attached to it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think it's a very good option because it's healthy for the kids also.
You don't need to add something else. It's been this way for so many years. Why change it now? Like,
that's right.
With everything that's going on, they don't need more stress. They don't need more things to think about. They probably don't even know what it is, honestly, the younger kids.
Lisa Moskovitz is a registered dietitian. She says although the mayor has the right idea, vegan doesn't necessarily mean it's healthier.
Educate the parents, educate the children, explain what it means to be vegan, the benefits of it, explain that they don't have to be strictly vegan to get those benefits, that ultimately we're just trying to push more produce and plant foods and getting more antioxidants and fiber in their diet.
In 2000.
And you know what's funny about that, before these ladies continue? You know, I find it ironic because if you look at certain products that's plant-based and stuff like that, usually the plant-based stuff is usually about from like 2 to 10%. It's just like when you pick up juice, they will sit up there and say that, you know, contains what is it? It contains 70% juice, or it is contains 30% fruit, but then they're telling you it's a fruit juice. The maniacal scheme of like people in the Food and Drug Administration. Isn't that crazy?
2019, the Department of Education introduced Meatless Mondays and then expanded it to Fridays. Outside of PS 63 in Ozone Park, Queens, I'm Jessica Formoso, Fox 5 News.
Well, I ain't never heard of that when I was in school. I ain't never had that in high school, elementary school, none of that. But otherwise than that, I will tell you that I don't believe it's a good initiative. I mean, I understand the impact that he wants to create, even though it's kind of taken an autocratic approach. But at the end of the day, family, when it comes to the food, especially for your children, I say eat cleaner. And especially, I know how children is going to work. They're always going to want junk food. They're always going to not want to eat fruits and vegetables and all that other stuff. I mean, especially if you train them while you're young, if they're an infant, they have more of a likely chance of eating healthier anyway. But if you're already feeding your child crap at a young age, they're gonna go ahead throughout their life thinking that they can eat junk food, unless they develop a conscience by the time they start to become in their adolescence years, especially when they become a teenager. But then they'll usually follow the herd on what is popular, especially when it comes to diets and foods. Think about it. Peace.